Hello, thank you very much for joining us today again. Today is our art talk number 51. We're gonna close this cycle of conversations with the person that actually start this session of art talks, which is Manuel Santelices, a very talented Chilean writer, illustrator, painter, artist, icon, a lot of things that cannot describe how wonderful is Manuel, and we are very happy to see the development of his career as a formal artist, even though he have been painting and doing wonderful work, for a long time. So we're gonna invite Manuel again. Let's take a look to be part of this conversation. Manuel Santelices. Here it is. We're going to have a preview. Manuel.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Thank you for having me again.
Can you lower your camera a bit because I see too much of the ceiling?
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find out.
Perfect. Perfection.
Okay. Yeah, perfection. Yes, sure. How are you? You have been doing this for a while now.
What can I say? But yes, a little lower would be nice because we've seen a lot of the ceiling. Yes, and we like to see the gorgeous all of you together.
Okay.
Anyway, so I mentioned before that we've been having the privilege to represent your work and see how you growing and growing every day, full of wonderful ideas, always with a very positive approach to them. And we're going to close this cycle of conversations with you, of 51 talks. You were the first one.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
51.
That's spectacular.
That's a lot. So tell us a bit, again, Manuel, about how that sort of delicious poison of art bite you and when.
Well, I've been, you want me to talk about a little bit how I transition from a journalist to
Yes, will be very nice.
Well, I work and I worked for many years as a journalist, and I still work as a journalist. I actually write for magazines. Most of the magazines I wrote were magazines about lifestyle and fashion and design and that kind of thing. So that opened a lot of opportunities. So I could, I could meet people, interesting people. I could go to places. I could see things that probably other people only see through magazines or through books or things like that. So it was like a first person experience that in a way translated into this other passion that I always had, which was, like for illustration and drawing and painting. A few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I started doing it more rigorously. I don't like to say professionally because I still don't feel like it's a profession. Like I came late to this on life, and so I just enjoy it so much. I wouldn't call it a profession or a career. To me, that sounds a bit more.
It's a passion. You cannot stop.
Yeah, this is just something that I enjoy so much doing, and today with Instagram and social media and all that, it's so easy to share your work, and so I start doing it very, very rigorously. As I said, like I'm painting every day, posting every day, trying to create a community around my work, and it worked. It worked really well. I'm very happy with the results, and I'm very excited. And one of the first, you gave me one of the first and actually most important opportunities when you organized that show for me at Soho House a few years back. And after that, one good thing has been happening after another good thing. it's just wonderful. I'm very, very
Yeah.
happy.
We somehow been growing up together in a different aspect of my life because after I having a gallery here in Miami in 2000s, I closed my gallery and then I decided to do this online art business. And I remember you always very warmly because you did an interview when I was promoting my book in New York, and then you disappear. But I
In New York.
Oh my God, everything
Yeah,
goes back to this whole house. How amazing. So
yeah.
then, so then, I start to see these drawings on Instagram. I start to hound you. I'm like, where are these things? I want to sell them. And they have become such an incredible success. We have sold maybe, I don't know, 80, 100 pieces of yours everywhere in the world. Yesterday we just sold 6 of these art icon images that you did. And just to see how current the topic of people that you decide to draw, is certainly a big inspiration. Then not only with that, you now are a movie star because in Amazon, I highly recommend to see this amazing show, The Incomparable Rose Hartman, this amazing photographer, very good friends of yours. And then suddenly here you are taking a massive role in the picture, with the lights on and giving this great
Well,
statement
she's a very,
fantastic woman.
yeah.
She is divine. She is divine. She's truly a remarkable artist, and I'm glad that she's pushing and create a niche for her artwork. But anyway, so then you start to photograph, fashion icons, art icons, divas, artists, fashion designers, and today we're gonna have an incredible, opportunity to see this. And again, it's very symbolical for me because to start with you and to end with you, but now we're gonna end temporarily for the summer. Then I'm gonna go back, and funny enough, I'm gonna dedicate the summer to to
You should.
to work to,
Yeah.
to work on my second book, the one that you interviewed me a long time ago, Latin style. So
Oh,
funny enough,
wonderful. Congratulations. That's
thank
excellent.
you. Yeah, it's gonna be out in the market in December, I hope. But again, it's all about you. So we're gonna put a stop on this cycle that actually has been an inspiration that I actually took from a friend of yours, and this amazing Bertrand Guzman icon who does these art talks, these fashion talks.
Yeah, James Aguirre.
James.
Yes.
James. He was certainly an inspiration. And then a friend of mine from Istanbul also pushed me to do that. But then we're going to end or put a stop in the cycle for now. But we're going to enter in this amazing world that you have created in this gallery in New York. Tell us about this installation and what we're going to be able to see.
Well, the show opens tomorrow. We're gonna, I'm part of this gallery. It's called the Dash Gallery in Kingston, New York, which is in the Hudson Valley. It's a very interesting place, a very creative community. It's a lot of people, actually, particularly now after, everything that has been happening the last few months, there's a lot of creative people that have moved permanently here. So it's a very vibrant community in that sense. So we're very happy. We're in this beautiful historic area and this beautiful historic building from the 1600s. It's like a stone building, really, really gorgeous. So we're very happy to be here. We had a wonderful show. I work as a curator here also. So we had a wonderful show of a photographer. That was the last show we had in November, and we were planning to have another new show in May with this Chilean painter that is, I love her work, and at some point I'm going to show it to you.
Please.
It's wonderful, wonderful work. So anyway, but this happened, we had to close the gallery, and then while we prepare everything, we have to bring the art, we have to bring the artists and everything, and that we haven't been able to do anything like that. So I decided, so we have this space, let's use it. So I've been working in this interiors series, and I thought, okay, it would be fun that for the last show, all the walls were black. So I said, why if I just do like a mural of interiors and the kind of interiors that I've been drawing? So this in the back, you can see that's a wall. So it's like, I'll show
Yeah.
you.
You're gonna have to turn your phone and show us from really far away to see the scale and the beauty
Right.
of everything. Maybe you can convert your camera, rotate your camera. Oh, wow.
So that's, I'm sorry for doing. That's one of the murals. So there's like three murals that are, like in three walls. So this is the first one I painted. So we have, this is the first one. They're all like grand houses, like I imagine this house maybe could be, like in England or Italy or somewhere even in Spain. It's like what I love, like very, very grand design. I love houses with chandeliers and books and flowers and like a lot of design details and so that's what I tend to paint. I always have some kind of animal, particularly a cat in this case,
Ah,
which
beautiful.
and then paintings, like I did all these paintings here of like Charles Spaniels because like Brooke Astor used to collect them, and Mario Boata had a whole like wall full of them. And then I put like details that you see in this sometimes in these wonderful houses, like a wall full of books and the paintings on top, and you see little details and objects and the flowers, and then like I love design on top of design. I mean, if I'm gonna draw something, I'm trying to look for something that is very, very ornate and has a lot of detail.
How beautiful. It's
This,
certainly, it's wonderful to say that the show is called,
the show, I'm sorry?
the show is called,
The show is called Interiors, the most beautiful world and the most beautiful room in the world. I put it
wow.
just to be clear. Just to be So this is the second wall, which is like basically there's a bar there and there's another painting of a dog. And then you have this exit towards, like what I imagine would be, like in the Amalfi Coast, probably. So you go out, you have a garden, you have a pond, you have all these beautiful rhododendrons, and then you have boats in the bay, and then you see a little bit boats in the bay there, and a little village, and so it feels like you're walking into another space, which the three rooms actually have that kind of that
Oh,
kind.
we're gonna get to see three rooms, and
Yeah.
this is the one. The more I love it, the whole black and white shock thing. Do you paint on shock or
No,
what do you use?
all painted with acrylic, actually. The wall was painted for the previous show, it was black. So I use white acrylic, which dries very quickly. It doesn't run, so if it would be chalk, maybe it would be, if someone touched it, it would kind of smash it a little bit. But no, this is acrylic, so you can touch it, nothing happened to it. And actually, at some point, it's very easy to paint on top of it. And there are three rooms, I should say this, they're kind of connected with details, like that over there. You have you have kind of
The
market.
corners, the whole wall treatment, the library,
Right.
and it's wonderful because you have done also fabrics,
Yes.
wallpapers, t-shirts, skateboards,
Yes.
illustration, really large front road fashion scenes. So wow, what is next? Movies?
I don't know, maybe.
Now that you're familiar with the Scream.
Here I put like I connected these two rooms with a curtain, so like a very like kind of chintzy curtain over there, and then it opens to the bedroom, and the bedroom is actually inspired by the house of John Richardson. John Richardson was an art historian. He was art critic. He wrote many articles for Vanity Fair. He wrote probably the most important biography of Picasso. He was a really good friend of Picasso. He worked with Dali. He hated Dali, but he worked with Dali. And anyway, so I went to interview him once at his apartment on Lower Fifth Avenue. And the apartment was unbelievable. It was, I mean, to say that it was a loft, it's to take it short. You know, like it was really, really spectacular. It felt like a grand house, and so this is a little bit inspired by it. There was all these, you know, like entryways. There are kind of classic entryways, maybe a little Greek, Roman thing, and full of books, of course, and paintings. He had a lot of paintings that his friends would give him. There he has a desk with flowers, the big bed, you know, like, and more and more. There were books everywhere in the house, so I put books here also every day. It's not an exact replica of the house, but it's inspired by the house.
You know, I have to congratulate you because for such a, you know, it's a small room, I would say, but the scale and the tridimensional details of everything is quite friendly, and it really looks divine.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you like a sense of what the room feels like. And then here we left, you know, a wall for the drawings. And I decided to frame them with, you know, like each one is framed with a drawing, basically. So we have, this one, for instance, this one is James' house in Brooklyn, James and Mark house in Brooklyn. They have
a dramatic like this.
Beautiful room that is completely green. It's kind of malachite green, and it's just gorgeous. I love that kind of spaces that are very detailed and very, you know, like it takes you really to another place.
Even his dog got a portrait.
Yes, it's a new dog. They have a new Mr. Siggy.
Wow.
This one is an hotel in Ireland, Bellefin, and it's a palace, really. It's one of the most beautiful hotels in Europe. And I found this picture that I loved and painted of a waiter going upstairs with all the portraits. I love when you can actually translate a kind of life in a drawing, and you imagine what kind of life you would have in that particular place. I've been doing this, you know, like particularly now that we're all confined to our homes. I think the idea of traveling and go to another beautiful place, it's each day it's amazing. This is a palace in I can't remember the name of the palace right now, but it's a palace which is actually now a museum in Venice. And also, like, there's so many elements in everything, you know, like in the mirror, in the ceiling, and you know, like these drawings can get sometimes a little confusing because there's so many elements on them. But at the same time, once you find the thread that unites everything, I mean, I think a room like this would be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
It is quite beautiful, yes.
I have here. This is a piece of the desk of Diana Brilliant in her apartment in New York. So there's some drawings. I tried to pick up things that they actually some pictures or photographs or things like that she had there. And there's a chair with her famous, you know, like a print. The red print. She loved the color red. So
yes, it is amazing. She's a big constant part of your work, Diana Brilliant.
Yes,
such great inspiration. Yes.
Yeah, she has been always a great inspiration. There's an apartment, the apartment of Yves Saint Laurent in Parc Monceau, and which is completely different from, you know, like almost everything else, because it's very modernist. It's very, you know, the furniture, I think, is Jean-Michel Frank, and so there's some kind of modern paintings, and of course still has a classical painting there, but it feels totally different. This is a cover that I did it's a painting of a cover of World of Interiors. They contact me and they're doing something. They're trying to, you know, like to connect the brand with artists and an illustrator. So they asked me to paint my favorite one, and I paint that one, and that's the one they posted in their social media. And my second option was this other one, which is the apartment of animals that was in the cover of the magazine.
How
So,
wonderful! How wonderful! You know, it's amazing because we're gonna have to high-end photograph these beautiful paintings and make them. I don't know what, but we just are not gonna tolerate to not be able to have them. Look at Wallis
Wally
Simpson.
Simpson, and that's her in her apartment at the Bois de Boulogne. This is one of my favorite. This is the house of Dries van Noten in
Oh,
Antwerp, and he has an amazing style in everything, of course. But I love his house. If you see his documentary called Dries in Netflix,
it's a beautiful documentary. Yeah.
oh, it's so spectacular. And the colors, I mean, the choice of colors and patterns, and it's so elegant. It's so classic.
It's
Uh,
truly a genius.
this is my house, so of course this is my favorite. This is my house here in Rhinebeck in upstate, and then I have my cat, that's Lucy, and this is Leon.
And there is me sending you clients to pick up your
Yes,
artwork.
it was a lovely. I love meeting the people. I love meeting the people that actually buy.
Yeah, so unexpected, so wonderful. He was so very lucky to pick up the artwork from yourself. Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful room.
This is Iris Happel. Iris
Oh,
Happel, yeah, living room. Of course, the same thing that with all the ones that I like, they're kind of very ornate, very like over the top a little bit. I think if I'm gonna paint something, I want it to be as interesting and that I can get. And this is from a book of Valentino. It's called The Emperor's Table, and it's all about the way he receives people and as a host and the dinners and the plates and it's really wonderful.
because
It's
more is more.
you think about it, not a big room, but it feels so rich at the same time. Like, and this is very funny. This is Annette de la Renta
Oh,
in
wow.
a bedroom in Kent, in Connecticut, the country house she had with Oscar de la Renta. And it's so funny because I posted this, and a friend of mine who knew them, she told me, like, yeah, she had, like, in her bedroom, she had all the sofas and the fireplace and everything. And she told me she also had sofas in her bathroom. Oscar has told her that she had in the bathroom because when she took bubble bath, she would like to invite people come to talk and with her in the.
Certainly an inspiration.
Yeah, of course. And this is an amazing. If you have the chance to, like research the life of Mona von Bismarck, is
Oh,
it's unbelievable.
unbelievable.
This
She,
is this is her house at the Hotel Lambert in Paris, and she, like I didn't know much about her when I started thinking about painting this. So I started to figure out, okay, who is this woman? Of course, I've heard of her. I've seen pictures, but I didn't know that she was married so many times. And her story is unbelievable. It's really,
yeah.
really unbelievable. She had a house in Capri that belonged to Tiberius, the emperor. And
Yeah.
like it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
Uh,
And this,
and Vanessa von Bisrat is around, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this is a corner in the house of Bill Blass.
Oh, an
So it
eternal.
has like an amazing. So you see the show, and I'm putting more. I wanted to feel like a salon style kind of a like a thing, and with the mural and show you. We
And
have
this is only one of the rooms. With
yes. So here.
for how long you've been working on this, Manuel? Months.
Working in the murals, I work probably a couple of weeks. A couple of
Wow.
weeks. And yeah, so, and the rest, like I've been working, all these drawings have been made more or less in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Um,
It is important for the people that are joining us now late. The exhibition is going to open for a couple of months, right?
yeah, the exhibition, we're hopefully we're going to bring the next exhibit on, like on the fall.
Yeah.
Not on the fall. I'm sorry. In the winter. I don't know. I'm not completely sure when are we bringing the next exhibit. But this show will be open until we have the next exhibit. So probably until the fall. So we're gonna be here August until October, November, something like that.
Yeah, but maybe you can do some objects in the center of the room as part of the exhibitions too. We
Yes.
are, yeah, we're actually showing a little bit more of your work that is available in our websites, the Art Design Project, and also at RC and in First Tips and in Artspur, of the beautiful work you have that people can purchase, and then we're going to discuss a couple of other works that you have available because people cannot buy certainly a piece of wall.
Right. Yeah, they can't. Unfortunately, I cannot bring the walls to anyone. But shipping would be very expensive.
No, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So are we going to get the next room?
Oh, I'll show you a little bit what we have here. The next room is basically we set up, well, we have here the entrance of the show. And here we set up a little tiny store. We call it the shop, as you can see. And we have by now, we're going to have the work of some artists that we are looking at right now. And then we have all these beautiful books. I mean, most of them, the way I selected the books we have here, there are things that are very rare. For instance, this I have all the catalogs of Sotheby's of the sale of Diana Brilliant. I have the 3 of them, which is very rare.
Oh my God! Tell me the red one. Tell me the red one, the Diana Brilliant cover. I think where she's.
Oh no, this is a print. It's a print.
Beautiful.
These are
Beautiful.
that I have of some.
And I have here for sale in our website. It's amazing.
Yeah, the originals are for sale through the Art Design Project. And
these catalogs of Diana Brilliant are for sale.
Which one? I'm sorry.
The catalogs of Diana Brilliant sale.
Yeah, all these books here are for sale.
So I will buy the 3 catalogs for the Diana Brilliant sale.
Oh, excellent. Sold.
Done.
Sold.
There are only 3?
There are only 3. I mean, they did only 3. They did one for jewelry, they did one for clothes, and then they did one for decor. So basically, you can find maybe one of them online or another. There's one that is very, very rare. I think it's this one, but it's impossible to find. But
I get the 3 of them.
Very, very rare. This is a wonderful book that I have also. This is a Robert Altman's, like Pret-a-Porter, the movie.
Beautiful.
So this is it's a book that they did about the movie, and it's signed by Lauren Bacall.
Wow.
So and this is an amazing little kind of almost like a fanzine. It was made with Purple magazine it's a photograph of Jürgen Teller in Tokyo. Wow. And this is very rare also. It's Dash Snow that is Dash Snow. He did this work with Jonathan Mess, and they did this kind of brochure. Also, it's very, very rare. So we try to keep we try to keep interesting things.
But I'm so happy, and I applaud what you do, and I encourage all the artists to reinvent themselves. Use their spaces, do installations, show your work, and enlighten people about what you can do. It not only stay there just being grumpy and complain. There's wonderful things that you can do with the space where you live in. If you're an artist, create an installation in your house with your work, document it, show it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Art is very, very good for love.
I think part of what I consider part of my work It's to come up with ideas how to translate my drawings or whatever I do into new things that people can find interesting or compelling. Like I think it's very important, at least to me as an artist, it's to touch as many people as I can. Like and to make it, and for that, I think also, my work in a way is very, very personal. It's all the things that I've been obsessed forever, and that interest me and allows me, like one of the interesting thing about this particular series of the interiors has been to learn. It's a world that I always appreciate, but I'm not an expert. So there's so many stories and so many characters and so many, like I've learned so much about it, about the world of interiors in this last few months working, just researching, like buying books and reading about interior designers and their lives and the rooms that they created and the people who live in those rooms. It has been amazing, 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 amazing.
I'm so happy. Are we going to the next room?
No, this is it. That's it. That's it.
This is me being just wanted to get more. What an amazing project you have done in this gallery, and I really wanted to congratulate you. Let's talk about a little bit close-ups that we have of some pieces that I can show this now. Tell us about this room.
That one is Anne Getty in her house. By the way, I saw that you interviewed the other day Manuel Flores, Diana, and like doing
Miguel Flores Piana.
Miguel. And doing my research, I found that he has taken the most unbelievable pictures. I mean, they're so inspiring. I don't know if he took the image where I got this.
I will certainly ask him. He is just such a remarkable talent, brilliant. We are desperately waiting for him to release his first series of pictures so we can sell them, because every book that
genius. I honestly love his work, and so I've seen like a lot of. He's one of the people that I found, which I never heard of, and I found, I'm doing research for my images and things like that. And he was talking to you about Mariam McAvoy, who lives, not far from where I am, and we have become friendly. And I don't know. Of course, she is a very important part of the interior design world. So meeting all these people.
And Miguel worked with her for so many years. Also on Veranda, editor-in-chief, and now he's done his latest book is beautiful. They're all images that he took with his iPhone all around the world. He's a very talented man. I'm definitely gonna put you guys in touch, because you guys will you're Chilean, he Argentinian. I think it's a great brotherhood up there in a way. So anyways, this was.
I hope so. Yeah. So anyways.
This is a close-up.
Yeah, that's Ireland thing. Yeah, and that's a Bill Blass house. I have one here that you might like.
Yes, I love to see that. Oh, beautiful. What is that one?
So this is Yves Saint Laurent in his house in Marrakech, photographed by Horst, I believe. So
yes, we are preparing the portfolio of his house in Marrakech. We just did the one in France, but now we are working with the Horst estate, and they are soon going to be doing. We just launched a portfolio of Wallis and the Duke of Edinburgh. Yes.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So soon it's going to be up there in the market. Wow, beautiful. That one is also, the details are spectacular.
That's a detail on Acton Hall, the palace in England. And look at that table. I mean, just that you don't need anything else. You just need the table and the objects on top. It's so rich, and it gives you, like you just see a tiny little bit of the room, but you get the sense of everything.
And I choose to show some of recent work that we still have available, in our platforms. And you see Givenchy here, beautiful. Then the wallpapers that you have done.
Yes.
It's amazing. You work with this vintage wallpaper, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, that's a series I did with vintage wallpaper, and I paint over them with acrylic, which I think it gives like a new depth to whatever you're drawing on top of them. And I love wallpaper. I'm a wallpaper fan. Like, if I
Yeah.
wallpaper everything.
Yeah, I can see, how you imagine this sort of wallpaper in rooms. And I have seen them installed, and it's quite divine.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. Oh,
really want to. That's another thing that I have in my list that I want to purchase with you, because I really want to do one of my guest bathroom on wallpaper with this one with the. Oh, it's just divine. Look at this one. This is also a beautiful image. We have one of these fashion icons, Hamish Walls, whose
yeah.
birthday a couple of days ago. And here you have another. It's somehow that sort of celebration of inspirational people, and people who have marked style in life, and that is great that you are documenting all that. This is
Well, I
beautiful.
love their and and I love their style, but I love their stories also. It talks about another world. It's so different from where we're living now, and I'm kind of I'm not nostalgic, because it's not nostalgia, but I kind of love the idea of this kinder, more like beautiful world. I don't know. I don't know. I was watching the other day this documentary on Slim Aarons, and
Oh,
um, and it's so. I mean, you realize that the world always have problems, but also depends on the filter you put on your eyes and see it. You can see beauty everywhere. I think like it's
it's up to you to make it better. If you don't
yeah.
take advantage of whatever is up there, it's totally up to you. This week has been amazing, remembering all these talks that we have. We have a review of two of our online exhibitions. We spoke with a very iconic photographer and artist, Dora Franco, today with you. And as I mentioned before, it's such a privilege to have you part of the family of the Art Design Project, seeing you
I feel
working.
lucky and very grateful to you. As you know.
Place is a common sense of gratitude, to believe in us, and for us to keep pushing your work, and it was such a surprise to sort of come up to put a stop during the summer of these talks, and then you come up with this project, and what a great way to close this uh, first cycle of our talks, beginning with you and ending with you. And thank you so much, Manuel.
No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me again, and to talk about my work. Has been great. Thank you very, very much.
What is the schedule, and how people can go and visit the gallery? What
Yeah,
exactly it is?
they have a website that all the information is going to be there. But right now we're opening. I'm opening tomorrow for the first time, and then we're going to be opening on Fridays and Saturdays from 11 to 4. And we are allowing only 4 people at a time in the gallery, since it's a small space, and everybody should wear a mask. So be creative, bring some interesting
Yeah,
mask.
bring some beautiful masks. Perhaps you can even sell some beautiful masks of these beautiful fabrics that you
Oh,
have done. Why not? So I thank you very much, Miguel, and I hope you have a nice summer.
thank you. You.
Happy anniversary, also, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah, 20 year.
It's
20
almost
year.
like 2000 in this life. I send you all my love, and
Okay,
send the
thank
bill for the Diana Brill catalogs. I
Bye.
really want to get them. Okay.
Bye.
And all my love. Bye bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.